Hello, and welcome to another episode of Healing from the Mess with me, your host, Lizzie. This is my third attempt to make this episode. The first time there was no sound because my headphone mic was broken and I didn't know. The second time, the sound was awful. So here I am. Third time's the charm, right? So, from where we left off, the last time we had an episode, I think, was November 21st. So things happened after that. So let's just dive in, shall we? My mother texted me the Sunday before Thanksgiving. This is also the Sunday after I saw her husband. And texted me saying, we need to talk. I think you're a great mom. You're not perfect, but neither was I. Everyone gives their best. No one can do more than that. You grew with the boys into an amazing woman and mom. And about 24 hours later, I responded to her because I was with my husband, so I felt very safe. And I was like, we need to talk about what? And she used my name, my legal name, which I don't go by on here, on this podcast, but she said my name. You disowned me over something that never happened. So immediately I knew that what I told her husband, he told her. Because he's trying to fix it. Can't fix it. And I said, what exactly never happened? I never tried to take your oldest from you. You are a good mom. And I wrote back, there are many reasons why I walked away from our relationship. And had I left it at that, I would have been fine. Had I handed my husband the phone and let it go. But I got defensive. I let my emotions take over. And I wrote one more thing. And I said, I told your husband that, and he told you. You honestly think I trust him not to tell you? I knew he would tell you what I said. You can tell by that response, it was an emotionally charged response. It was a reactive response. After that, I wrote in my journal and I said, I wrote down, my feelings are valid. I trust myself. I trust my memory. And then I asked myself a question. Why did you walk away? My feelings never mattered. I can't speak my mind freely. I was manipulated by her for most of my life. Boundaries were not respected, let alone a thing. Example was being told things about my dad, his relationship with her, his relationship with his now girlfriend at the time, not now, but at the time. I didn't even know. There was no accountability for her actions. She takes zero responsibility. I can't really be my authentic self. All that was a thing. And then I was really angry about the word she used. I was mad at the word disowned because I never once said, you're no longer my mom. I could even look it up. I have the letter I wrote her. No, I never said she's not my mom. Not one time ever said that to her. So I got upset. Then, but because I wrote that defensive, reactive response, I felt guilty. So I wrote this letter. And I took a picture. I sent it to two friends. Both agreed that it sounded right, that my feelings were genuinely expressed, and it was to the point. This is what I wrote her. You have caused a lot of hurt over the years, hurt that I buried inside in order to keep the peace. I am still processing my emotions, mostly anger and hurt. I can't just keep pushing these feelings down and pretending everything is fine. I am not ready to talk about everything, and I don't want to engage in small talk. Therapy is helping. I am doing the work to heal. There has been trauma that I must heal from. I do love you, and I haven't disowned you. I just need time. I don't know how long this will take, but I must take care of myself. This is important to me, I need to do this to heal myself and help me be the mother my children need and deserve. I then sent it to her, the picture of the letter, and sent to her. 3 hours later, she responds. And that every time I would admit why I cry. Someday I won't. It's when I knew that she wasn't going to change. It's when I knew that my mother is a narcissist and I have to accept it. I sobbed. I cleaned my toilet, and then I sat on my bathroom floor and I sobbed for 15 minutes. I was so angry and I was so hurt because I didn't expect anything, but I didn't have high expectations of what she would say, but I didn't expect what she said. Her response was, I love you. I pray for you and me and our healing. Hugs. Our healing? I didn't open it. I don't want her. Why give her the satisfaction of knowing I opened it? It just. 4 days after that, I wrote in my journal, I no longer hope for a relationship with her. She's a narcissist. It will always be about her. She will never acknowledge me. I have to accept this. These facts back it up. I trust myself and my decisions. I have done what I can. There's nothing more I can do. I must let go and move on. Radical acceptance. Which, if you know the book, It's Not You by Dr. Ramani, she talks about that in her book. I can accept that she will not change. I can accept that our relationship is over. I can accept that I must live my life without her in it. I trust myself, my intuition, my gut, and my decisions. I know myself best. The same day, I was writing more about, I asked, why did you walk away? So this is part of that. I know I'm doing a lot of reading, but I really want to share. I want to share this process with you. This is healing from the mess. This is me sharing my journey. And it also talks about things I went through in my childhood. There is something that happened that was, for me, anything that's not more than 20 years old is still too new for me to talk about. Because I still have so much to process about that. My childhood is easier for me because it's so far back that I can kind of get there. So here we are. As a child, after the divorce, my mother and my father's divorce, I was 8, I was 9 when she moved out. I think the divorce was filed when I was 9. Mother would tell me how much she hated my father. She'd ask me to spy on him and his new girlfriend, which he did not have until 2 years after their divorce. I think. I don't remember exactly. She would tell me that only whores wear red and lingerie. I remember looking through there was a lingerie book. My dad asked me, which is another thing, my dad asked me to pick out lingerie for his girlfriend, which was really weird and inappropriate. It was really inappropriate. Accused my father of molesting me, sent me to therapy to tell on my father, which backfired because he never was inappropriate with me. Having me look at lingerie and tell him, yeah, she'll like that one. It was inappropriate, but not he wasn't sexually inappropriate with me. I never felt safe with her. She threw a shaving cream bottle at me on my 12th birthday because my brother told me one of my gifts, which she then held back and didn't give me till Christmas. After that incident, I hid in a bush at our neighbor's house for an hour waiting for her to cool off because I felt afraid. She hit me in the head with our cordless phone because my brother and I had prank called someone and they *69 and yelled at my mother, which was stupid. It's a prank call. Who cares? the Easter incident, 1999, which I've talked about when she kidnapped us. The manipulation, my relationship with my father, with my brother, the triangulation that's happened. She's always pinned my brother and I against each other. Even though she's the one who did those things, she would tell each of us, like, the other one did it. There are so many lies, I don't know the truth, and I have to trust my own memories and my gut instincts. Her schizophrenic episodes, her mental hospital stays, her fear of her father, those were really hard for me. Because we were always on edge. It was like we're always waiting for something, the bad, horrible thing to happen. And then in reference to the Easter 1999, she hid bags behind bushes on the streets of downtown. One of the bags that were never found contained my brother's and my own baby blankets. My brother was devastated by that loss. He was sad and angry. I was indifferent. I remember not allowing myself to feel upset, telling myself that I wasn't meant to have it well into adulthood. This was written on the 8th of December. But today I cried for my 12-year-old self. She lost something that made her feel safe. She lost something that her great-grandmother had handmade for her. She lost a piece of her innocence. Today I give her a safe space to grieve the loss of her blanket, her innocence, and her safety. I hold this space for you. You are loved. I had to. And what's weird about it is I used to remember for a long time if my blanket was one of them that was, hidden or was in there and I didn't get it back. I know our Easter gifts. We had Easter gifts from her because it was the Easter weekend, obviously. And I had this. She bought me. It's a watermelon shaped pencil case. It was really cool. And then she bought me these lip glosses that looked like like a paint. You open it, look like you would put a paintbrush and you paint. That's what they looked like. But they were lip gloss. You could just put in the lip balm. I know those were missing. I believe my blanket was too, but like I said, I didn't allow myself to be upset. It's weird to go back and think about those things. But they happened. And honestly, I realized yesterday I'm still really angry with her about the year we were moving. Like, we were moving and it was my oldest's 8th grade graduation. And she knew about it. The day I found out about it, I sent it to her, but it was the day after we had like this blow up. Which was when I spoke my mind and she got mad about it. It was giving me the silent treatment. But I sent it to her. So she had, 6 weeks. Her schedule changed. I knew she would have time to go. I didn't remind her because I already sent it to her. It's her responsibility to put her phone in her calendar. She is a grown adult. She can do that. And she didn't come. She didn't even celebrate the fact that he graduated from 8th grade. My best friend and her mom brought him balloons. They couldn't be there because they were working. But they showed up to the house later with balloons to celebrate. And that still upsets me because don't punish my kid because you're mad at me. Like, I hate that. And I think she knows it. I think she knows that's how she gets to me is through my kids. That's one of my true norths, which it's not you, Dr. Romney also talks about, but it is my kids. Don't talk about my kids. Don't hurt my kids. That's a big no. Also, the reason why I told her husband that she tried to take my oldest from me is because she denies this, but she's the one who told me. So in 2021, I think, yeah, it's 2021, I think. Yeah, she was worried about my nieces and believed that they were being neglected / abused or whatever. And then she was pissed because my brother wasn't answering messages. It's been like 3 weeks and wasn't answering her. So she did a wellness check. She did a wellness check. And she did a wellness check on him. Which he was fine. Well, a year later, her and I were having it wasn't good, right? We weren't in a really, not in a great place. And the day before I was leaving my friend on a trip, it was a 5-day trip. We had our cousin's wedding, and my mom and I weren't like in a great place. But I sat at a table with her and her husband, but she wanted me to, I don't know what it was. It just felt awkward. Something was wrong. She wasn't like talking. She looked like she was miserable. And it was just like, whatever, I'm not dealing with you. So I spent most of the wedding, after the wedding was over and we had the reception at the same place the wedding was. I spent it with my brother. We hung out the whole time, whatever. So like an hour and a half I spent with him. Didn't really talk to her. So like a month later, she tells me, because she was mad, she was jealous about I spent time with my brother. She tells me this, which would have been 2009 this occurred, that my brother talked about raising my child, my only child at the time, my oldest child, against CPS and blah, 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 which she talked about with me about doing this with my brother the year before. So, which means that she planned to talk. She did this. She talked to my brother about me, and then he said that. She talked to me about my brother, and I said the same thing. Because that's family. Of course we're going to step up and want and take care of each other's kids if something happened. Like whether one of us was ill, one of us died, whether to keep them out of the foster system, like, because we give a crap, right? She wanted me mad at my brother. I was, until I realized, oh wait, you did this to me too. With him. Yeah, you suck. So she lied. She lied about never trying to take him from me. That was a lie. Because she did. There's proof. She told me herself. So, no. No, I am not going to believe you. And that's where I'm at. This is where I'm at. I am working through things. I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to text her on her birthday. I have a couple weeks, but I just don't know if I'm going to or not. I guess we'll see. I don't know. So, I appreciate you being here. Hopefully you will hear this episode. Oh my gosh. Thank you for being here. I hope you will join me next time for another episode of Healing from the Mess with me, your host, Lizzie.